Welcome back. This is chapter 1. This is chapter 2, section 1. Linear functions. This is video 2. So writing and interpreting an equation for a linear function. So there's one thing that's good to know how to do is writing one. So let's say we had this graph and we knew these 2 points, 0, 7, and 4, 4. And we need to find an equation for this graph. Well, we know that we have this. We could always use this. We know a point, y minus, we'll use 4, 4. Now all we have to do is find the slope. So 4 minus 7 divided by 4 minus 0. Negative 3 divided by 4. So y minus 4 equals negative 3 divided by 4, x minus 4. That gives us y equals negative 3 over 4x plus, and the 4's will cancel, 3. And then we have to add that 4 over, so it's y equals negative 3 divided by 4x plus 7. One thing you could also have done after you calculated the slope was, you know how you have slope-intercept? This is your intercept, your y-intercept. Well, here our y-intercept is 7. So we could have just found our slope and substituted in the 7. It's whichever process you like. Okay, so write an equation for this linear function. I'm going to do this one because it's the y-intercept. So my b equals 2. And then I need one more point. Looks like this one I know. And I've got negative 2, negative 4. And then, I need one more for my slope. We'll go with this one. 2, 8. So 8 minus negative 4 gives us a positive. 2 minus minus 2 gives us 2 plus 2. So our slope is 3. So we have y equals 3x plus 2. So writing an equation for a linear cost function. So our fixed costs per month for the overhead. That means that no matter what, we have to pay the bills, like electric, and that's $12.50 per month. These are his costs per item. We have to find C of x. So his cost per item, so every item he produces costs this much. But we also have to take into account the overhead he needs to pay. So essentially, this is how much it costs to produce something in a given month. That's your slope. And that is your y-intercept. One way you can think about this is for every one addition of an item, it costs $37.50 because your slope is 3/1. And your y-intercept you can think of as, this is what it would look like. This is $12.50. So this would be your fixed cost, your base cost, your cost of doing business, even if you sell nothing. So writing an equation for a linear function given 2 points. Notice it wants slope-intercept. So f of 3 equals -2, and f of 8 equals 1. Now, we actually do have points in here. This is x, this is y, this is x, this is y, and that is because remember that y equals f of x. So we have 3, -2, and 8, 1. So I'm going to find the slope. 1 minus -2, that's +2. 8 minus 3, going to be 3/5. So now we're going to have y minus, and I'm going to choose this one. Our y is 1. Our slope is 3/5 times x minus 8. So that gives us y minus 1 equals 3/5 x minus 24/5. So y equals 3/5 x minus 24/5 plus 1. And remember, 1 is equivalent to 5/5. Right? Because 5 divided by 5 is 1. So now we have y equals 3/5x, and we can combine these into -24 plus 5/5. That gives us -19/5. And there is your equation. Okay, modeling real-world problems with linear functions. A lot of times, like in business, you'll find that manufacturing can follow linear models. So one key, I guess it's 3 steps, and the book recommends them, I recommend them too. So you will determine the initial value and the rate of change. Then you will substitute into a linear equation. And then you will evaluate. Okay, so one way I'm going to show you what I mean by this. Okay, Marcus currently has 200 songs in his music collection. Every month he adds 15 new songs. Write a formula for the number of songs in his collection as a function of time. The number of songs n as a function of time, and t, the number of months. How many songs will he own in a year? a year, t equals 12, right? 12 months, that's how many months are in a year. So we know that we need something n of t. So when it comes to determining the initial value, that means the current value, the current amount. So it's 200. That's how many he has right now. Now, still for number 1, we need to determine the rate of change. So it says he adds 15 new songs every month. So we're going to add those 15 new songs times t, because it's every month he gets 15. So in 2 months he'll have 30, in 3 months he'll have 45, in 4 months he'll have 60, plus the 200 he originally had. Now we have an equation. So if you had only identified the initial values first, then this would be your m, and this would be your v. And we can certainly write it as something a little more friendly that we would recognize. Now they want to know how many songs he'll own in a year. So we need n of 12. 15 times 12 plus 200. That is going to equal 300 plus 200. That is right? I don't know. I don't have a calculator. I did that one in my head. 10. Oh no, I was wrong. 180. Okay. So 180 plus 20 is 380. So that's how many songs he'll have in a year. Using the linear function to calculate salary plus commission. So working as an insurance salesperson, your income is going to depend on the number of new policies. So your weekly income is I, and your new policies are N, that you sell during the week. So we know it's going to be I of N, where we get the income per week is going to depend on sales per week. That's what that means. So now we're going to move on. Last week, he sold 3 new policies. And he earned $760 for the week. The week before, he sold 5 new policies and earned $920. Find an equation I of n and interpret the meaning of the components of the equation. Weekly income depends. Oh, okay. It doesn't really look like there was a question in there, but it wants us to build an equation. So in slope-intercept form for IN. So he earns a base salary plus a commission. So what that means is that IN is going to look something like the commission times the number of sales, because commission is per sale, plus the salary. And that's what base pay means. That means you get paid that regardless. It's like fixed costs when we were doing our cost function. So I have 2 points. So they gave me last week, which was 3 new policies, and he made 760. And then the week before that, he sold 5 policies and made 920. So we are going to, I'll take the bigger numbers. What this means is that every sale he has, he earns $80. That's his slope. And since we have 2 points, I'm going to use this formula. So we have y minus 760 equals 80 x minus 3. Y minus 760 equals 80x minus 240. I'm going to add that 760. And that's going to give me y equals 80x plus 520. So this is his base salary per week. If I wanted to say what that was per month, he would be making about $2,000, $280 a month. And if we're talking about per year, that is per year. And y'all, that's not a lot. Legit, that's not a lot. I know people probably don't talk about money a lot, but like, yeah, my mortgage is over $1,000 a month, so I could not survive on that. And rent is getting ridiculously high. Okay, well, it looks like that was the last question. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.